In this video, we're gonna get these 10 bales of hay behind me. But as usual, before we could do that, we had a couple of projects to tackle. First, we needed a way to haul them. I've got this trailer. It's a 16-foot long by 8-foot wide flat deck trailer. It's a very heavy duty trailer, but it's got some old tires. I have some tires that I actually purchased for a different trailer. Just swap those out with these. These rims came off of the other trailer, and we're gonna get them painted up before we put the tires on. So the first step is I'm gonna take the valve stems out of them. Next, I'm gonna take the grinder with the wire wheel and clean up any of the areas where there's kind of heavier rust. That should be good enough for what we're going for. This is not gonna be a perfect paint job. This is just to keep everything protected. I've cleaned around where the bead makes contact. There's always usually a little bit of residue that gets stuck on the rims over time, so just hitting that with a wire wheel makes that nice and clean. The purpose of this is just to keep the metal protected and keep it from rusting. We're never gonna see this. This is the back side of the rim, is what's up. I'm gonna paint that with just cheap black paint, as well as the inside. I'm gonna paint the front side when it's on the trailer, the part you'll see, with this aluminum color. It's just a silver paint. It looks like what I was expecting it to look like, so that's good. Go ahead and put this valve stem in. This is an old one that I took out of here, and it works just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna reuse it. We're spraying down with soap. And I'm just gonna take this rag, wipe it around. So working on as far as we can. I can't remember which bar worked better. I think flat bars work better to get started anyways. There we go. Take our iron, fold it over. So with a bar like this, I like using these for tires too, because you can kind of get in it like this and turn it 180 degrees so that the paw is like this, so that then this catches the back side of the rim and I can pry over. And then what you can do is take and rotate it back the other way, and then that lets you pry just a little bit further. I think this is honestly in my way now. Yeah, it was. It was folding down underneath. Now I should be able to just push it in. There we go. Next step is to try and get the beads seated on these tires and get them filled up with air. I take the valve core out to allow as much air in as possible, and then I just take the air hose with no attachment on there. All right, let's grab a strap. That provides the most amount of air at once to try and pop it on there. There it goes. "2007", that's the date code on them. This tire is a good example of, they are starting to get dry rotted and all. But in the back you can really see that. These wedges, this is tapered all the way, and this side is half taper and then half flat. If you look at it this angle, you can see it's kind of rounded. This part goes towards the rim. This side on the top is flat, and that goes towards the hub. All right, so they're all just kind of loosely hand tightened. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to, not gonna tighten these at all. I'm just trying to get most of the slack taken out. All right, just like that. Again, we're not tight. The wedges are still loose on every single one of them. Wedge is still loose. Last one here. So now what I'm gonna do is just tighten a little bit. Then I'm gonna spin it. that was this one. Now I'm gonna come to the one to the right of the valve stem, tighten a little bit, spin it. Now I'm gonna come to this one. We're just going every other one, basically. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, I've got this hammer handle, and this is kind of gonna help us see where we are out of line. I kind of just eyeball the tire as it wobbles. Now you can see as we spin it, it's running flush against that hammer. I just discovered another problem that I hadn't noticed. This is the stabilizer that balances the suspension. That one is completely cracked right there and is loose. So we need to get that swapped out before we run this at all. So I do happen to have one of these, although it does look like it's not gonna be the right size for this setup. It's longer than what these are here. So I'm gonna have to go look and see if I can find one of these. I looked around to try and find one locally that was the right length, and I can't find one. So we're going to just go ahead and take this off, and we're either going to take this one here and just cut it down and drill a new hole, or we'll weld the old one back up. I can find them online and order them, but I don't want to wait that long. Here's our old ones. If I stack these like this, where this end's lined up, the idea of cutting this down and drilling this, I would be cutting off the end. That wouldn't work. Not 100% perfect, but it'll do the job. Just toss a little paint on it and then get it back on the trailer. Our paint's dry. We're gonna go ahead and get this installed back on here. So today's the day we're going to get the hay. We got the trailer all finished up yesterday. Now it's time to get it hitched up, get all our straps rounded up, and hit the road. Didn't get any video of them loading, but we're all loaded up. We'll go ahead and get it strapped down. We're about 2 miles up the road, just stopping to check on straps. Good. Good. This one go a little tighter. It's the next day. We got back last night. It was pretty dark. Now we're gonna try and get the hay unloaded before it gets dark. These days, there's only like an hour in the evening that I have after work before it's dark. Theoretically, I should be able to just come in with the pallet forks and stab into the bale and pick it up. We're gonna see if that works or not. This will be my first time moving round bales. I know you can get a bale spear that stabs into the center of the bale. I'm gonna see how easy it is for me to move with the pallet forks and then decide. I kind of got a tight area to maneuver in here. So I'm just gonna get them close to where I want them to be. And then we'll have to roll this into place. You may have noticed some junk back in the corner of the building here. That was our second project. It was too much to put all in this video, so our next video is going to cover what it took to get this building cleaned out and ready to get this hay, as well as getting the rest of that junk cleaned out and starting to get the other half of the building set up for our shop. So I'm trying to grab these bales off the best that I can. I don't really have enough room up here to do what I'm doing. And so that's why I've been maneuvering the way I am. You may have also noticed these lights behind me. And you also might be noticing that it's getting pretty dark as we're unloading this hay, and those lights aren't on. All we have is this one work light. That was something else we tackled in next week's video. I'm gonna grab this bale next, and then I know it'll leave two on the other side, but these aren't that heavy. I'm also learning some. First of all, at least with these bales, I have no problem moving them with the pallet forks. I'm gonna set this one right here. I'm going for the one in the back first because it is sitting basically right over the rear axle, and then the one in the front is sitting ahead of us. Just slide it back just a little bit. There we go, that should work. There we go. The other thing with moving these with the forks is that you don't want to tip it back too far. The center of the bale is basically at the center of the top crossbar on these forks. The bale will roll back on you, so you got to be careful with that. I'm actually going to be able to place this one without having to use manual labor. Wow. Last one, and it's pretty much dark. Is it gonna come to me or is it gonna flip over? There we go. Perfect. So that's it. It's dark, but we got our hay inside. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you back here next time.